Yes, I do. European identity is a very strong part of my general identity, or one of the strongest identities that I feel that I have. And it's one of the parts of my identity that I'm very proud of. It's not just, it's not something that I was only given by birth. I was not born in a country where that was part of European community or European Union. Many years later it became one. But the idea of belonging to a community of nations that is so much focused on peace and dignity of people and freedom and economic prosperity through cooperation and is something that I'm very proud of as a part of my identity. Choosing from those key moments in European history, for me, coming from a former communist country in Eastern Europe, it has to be the collapse of communism, the fall of the Berlin Wall as the symbolic moment of that, but the whole process of communism collapsing and Eastern Europe finally getting this chance to join European Union, to join this fraternity of democratic and prosperous and peaceful nations in Europe. And then as a second part sort of that process, the 2004 enlargement, where a lot of Eastern, not my country at that time, but a lot of Eastern European states joined the European Union. It was really for me, and I was a bit more than 20 years old back then, and it was really a time of glory and pride for European Union and for the possibilities it offers and for the future it promised at that time. I would say it's the rise of populism and especially right-wing, non-democratic or movements and governments like that of Viktor Orban, who is the symbol of that in Hungary, but also in some other countries, and then the rise of populist extremist right-wing, mostly right-wing political parties in established democracies across European Union. This is something that I think is tremendously dangerous for the future of the Union. These people are not they're not Brexiters. They do not want to get out of the Union. What they want is to dismantle the Union from within, and I still do not see a really adequate response to these kinds of policies and politics in any of the European countries, and their numbers still seem to be growing from election to election, and their power seems to be growing. They're integrating more and more. And to me, this is the key danger for European Union and its future, as I would like to see it and like to have it. This is very personal for me and very subjective, but the best moment for me was the 1st of July 2013 when Croatia, where I come from, joined the European Union. It was after a very long negotiation process, the longest in history of the Union. And it was also for me personally the crown of 15 or more years of my work and my activity in being one of the people in my country who really fought every day and everywhere I could for the European perspective of Croatia, meaning not being the member as the final goal, but meaning the way we build our institutions, the way we respect each other, the way we work on peace and dignity for all people. So this bright and light idea of European Union. The fact that it exists. There's nothing more important for me than the fact that this union exists. The fact that after Second World War there was a process in which nations who were in terrible wars before that, not only Second World War but even before, finally managed to sit around the table and arrange a sort of way of living that this beautiful and prosperous continent that we live on, Europe, finally gets the political and social an economic system that it deserves, and cooperation that it deserves, and quality of life that people here deserve. So the existence of European Union as a project and as an idea is for me the most important thing. All the rest can be built upon and should be built upon, and it's not a finished project, and I don't think that any of us who support the Union think that this is a finished project or that it will actually ever be a finished project. There will always be more work to do, there will always be more effort to do, but the fact that it exists in the first place is for me absolutely the most important thing about it. Well, I would like the European Union to still be here in 2030, but not in any way just be there and that's it. I would like it to be to make one step further in being the part of the world and part of human history where there's most freedom, most peace, most dignity and most prosperity for the largest number of people ever in human history. We need to make the next step. Young people in Europe do not really feel safe about their future. We need to change that. Climate change is a danger that we're all facing. Until 2030, we need to make huge steps forward. I would like the Union to be here and to be the leader again, the leader of the world in new policies, in new ideas, in protecting the environment, in protecting human rights, civil liberties, standard of living that we've achieved, and first and foremost peace and understanding between nations, which doesn't mean we always have to agree on everything, but we have to be able to understand each other and resolve our issues peacefully.